Your catalyst answers the question, why now? Why are you telling this story now? It is the event that sets your entire story in motion.
Act 1 is the opening shot with the bus stop. He gets on.
Something broke down and we're getting it fixed. I think I'm going to be about a half hour late.
He says, it's full of degenerates. He looks over at the bank teller man and says, no offense.
What stuff?
I am dead. I was hit by a car apparently in this movie.
It started with a layer of glue and toilet paper to create like the crackly base. And then on top, it's layers of paint and eye makeup brushed with black because he's supposed to have hit the road while he was jogging.
Death is hard.
Wait, where?
Do you want to be like a little bit over his shoulder, kind of? What do you think?
No, because I really want to catch the background, like the gorgeous background.
Framing up the first shot of this scene.
The ghost is trying to stop him from drinking and driving?
From driving under the influence, yes.
Okay.
He drinks and drives without consequence multiple times. Like, that's his thing that he does. Second sound cue in 3, 2, 1.
Sorry, babe. I must have picked up the wrong remote. I was trying to turn off the TV.
We need to get more coverage if we're going to do a setup. Let's try to get more coverage than like this much of a page.
For this first shot, we're going to take it all the way to right before Tom enters. We'll cut.
This class has set their scenario in a bar that is in this reality and also in an alternate reality. So they're doing sort of a sci-fi theme. Each class has had a different theme. Just naturally, they come up with wildly different approaches to this.
Danielle, I'm going to need you to get up.
So the inciting incident would be when he passes out.
There's still more thinking to do about the character. And what the character might want.
We also thought that he might be a business guy, this really obnoxious business guy who's just landed this new contract. They've invented this new candy.
Okay, Big Brother is a reality game show style short.
Who will win the grand prize?
Our host, with a group of judges, is observing every social move they make throughout the night.
Anne, you see me in the show last week? I made it.
I saw it. It was embarrassing.
How am I supposed to know that an angry octopus is going to be in a tub full of Jell-O?
But that's just it, bud. You don't plan ahead. You don't think. You just jump in and go forward. Just like getting on this stupid show to begin with.
Cut a little bit of his part when he finishes talking.
You know, I could lose her sound a little bit.
I'm thinking it might be interesting if you thought of more obstacles for the hero. Is it obvious from the beginning that drinking is going to make them lose, or no?
We want it to be their decision not to drink. We don't want it to be forced upon them not to drink.
Right.
Well, one of the other obstacles is all of the other contestants trying to make that person drink.
Right, sort of the peer pressure, right.
It's almost like the Odyssey with booze. You know, and they're like the Cyclops, you know?
As it stands now, Bud has had an amazing comeback.
At the end, they, as the winner, get the car and they're able to drive off. But the key is, you've got to pass the breathalyzer test because, you know, we've always had this alcohol in the house and some people are drinking, some people are not. We have to make sure that you're not.
I think that works beautifully, actually, because like, the drunk people can't figure out why they keep losing.
Producer. Okay, let's get on that bus.
Let's get on the bus.
We might want to look at the lines, maybe, and like Hutch was saying, maybe tone them down so they're not so didactic. Yeah.
Point out some lines you think it may be a little too didactic.
I don't know.
Half of all holiday driving fatalities are alcohol related.
You've been lying around. I was going to put as on my tax money, whatever.
Oh, she's a tea party lady.
Yeah, no problem.
Can we change it to the machine doesn't give rather than machine don't give?
All right, stop. That's good.
That actually works perfect.
That's too much.
Where is that light coming from now?
Don't worry about it.
It's in unidentified.
Do we have audio?
So the question is, how does he communicate that to Jack? Or is it through a series of implied things that Jack should get? They're not interacting at all, and it's more about us or the audience visually seeing the ghost and it playing on the audience's sympathy.
If you just totally focused it on the interaction between Jack and Scott or put more of that in there or whatever, it wouldn't be the same. Like you're trying to find something that you lost and you're freaking out about it because it's really important to you and you're just like looking all over the place and you're freaking out.
You know what's worse than this?
Your Act 1 should end point of no return.
Sam the man. Sam the man.
Are we gonna fade to black and then come back up, or what are we gonna do?
You could use that if you want to keep it the same. But I think if you do like a dissolve into like an alternate reality, you may not have to.
Right there, it's out.
All right, people, it's pop hour. Who's gonna be first to kick off this pop hour? You, unsuspecting victim coming out of the bathroom. Get over here.
When he points out to Sam and says, bring him up here, he's not even sneezing yet, you're all like, yeah, come on.
You got this. I think this calls for the big top.
That's when you're going to start going, big top, big pop.
Big pop. Big pop.
Because the normal world isn't all comedic,
No,
so it's
no.
not like the whole thing is a big funny farce.
But it will also be dark. Yeah, I mean, it'll be kind of a funny but then ominous in the.
It's like everybody can relate to how dangerous it is to be driving and have to sneeze because you're gonna close your eyes or your eyes will pop out.
She sneezed her lashes off.
I mean, getting on there and working with actors you've never met, the people you've spent 2 weeks with, to is the sun going to be bright enough today, to the windows tinted, to whatever. Like, you can't prepare enough. You just have to go out and you have to do it.
I just press this very gently. Actors just don't act with their faces. Actors act with their whole bodies. In a very confession situation where they're talking about something very, personal and intimate, when you want to actually get into the actor's eyes. So basically it's like dancing with someone. You got your arms kind of wrapped around it.
Microphone boom pole for a theatrical production where you have the privilege of hovering your mic over the dialogue. This mic allows you to move between two voices.
You line this up until you hear a click.
Yeah, can you back the light up just a little bit?
Tip for lights, you never ever 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 touch the bulb with your bare fingers. Lights going on, look away. There we go.
Shots can actually have a psychological component. It's not just setting up the camera.
3 points, 1 key light. Bam.
Light number 2
is Phil. Hello, Phil. Striking! Boom.
So has anybody ever heard of Rembrandt lighting? One of the hallmarks of it, and I'm gonna find it here, is getting this funny little triangle of light on the far cheekbone of your subject.
If you want to move that back just a little bit, not too far though.
Because the DP is not going to decide, oh, I want a close-up, I want a wide shot. That will be the director for the camera that will decide that. And then the DP will execute the director's vision.
Light to one side.
Act 2A should end with a major crisis.
Bus stops, Act 2 begins, people get on. It's almost like he's thinking, but like we'll have him say it out loud. I trade places with the kid if I could.
And action.
You quit your whining? I've seen you on the TV. You've been lying around courtesy of my tax dollars for the last 2 years.
Like you can't relate living off Social Security?
But we can take Jack waking up in the bed, which we probably should have taken when we were in the bedroom.
Yeah, but what if he wakes up and sits up right into the camera?
Do it. That's too cheesy.
I kind of like that. Action.
So the people at the bar are having candy because they're not drinking at the time.
Thanks, guy.
So, and then if you like to improvise a little bit too, if you're a bartender and you see people at the bar and you can walk along the bar and...
All right, people, step right up. It's pop hour.
So we have somebody in the camera position. We have somebody in the directing position over here. We have everyone else sitting here, and then we have one person outside.
Give them whatever information that will help them, because you also don't want to waste your time. So if you're going to give them a scene and just say, and by the way, take a look at the end, because the end is when you get hit by a car. You know what I mean? And I'm going to want to see a reaction.
It's pretty important to have like a good system down, because if you do have a lot of people, you want it to be a well-oiled machine.
Okay. Decide on a scene.
This is the audition for the Ride Out class. I'm Mike. This is Alex. She's going to be helping you a little. We're also going to Xerox the sides. We'll have those to you in a couple minutes. I don't think I can do this bus thing every day. These people creep me out.
You're one of those obnoxious people who talk on the cell phone on public transportation and they don't care.
What you're looking for is how much leeway you have once you get on set. Because when you're dealing with a lot of money every single day, you don't have time to give the actor time to get there. You just want them there.